Normally taking advantage of player hype is fine, I mean that's pretty normal marketing, build up hype and sell the product. But giving the game early to people who pay an extra 20 bones and only a few days early really is Blizzard bending you over in the storeroom. So with the shocking monetization model of Diablo Immortal, many players are skeptical about how the monetization is going to look in Diablo 4. So today we're going to take a detailed look covering many things that other media outlets have missed and review the situation for ourselves. So the first topic to look at is the Diablo purchase options, the different editions of the game. We have the standard edition at £60 or $70. This has shocked quite a few people because the industry standard is usually £50 or $60 for a new game. PS5 games were the first to set this $10 price tag increase. Well, it's supposed to be a $10 increase anyway, but when adjusted back into pounds or other currencies it's normally less. For instance, it should actually be £57, but obviously in other currencies they basically just round it up. So unfortunately people in the UK are actually spending just a little bit more than people in America. Now I don't want to defend this price tag increase, but what if I told you if you adjusted the inflation of a Super Nintendo game back from the 90s, today they would cost $130, because Super Nintendo games back in the day were $60. I remember my parents not being able to afford new PlayStation 1 games because they were around £40, which again adjusted for inflation today according to the Bank of England website would be £75. And these days, with video games having much more features like multiplayer, they require bigger teams and therefore more staff and more salaries to pay, which is the biggest cost overall in game development. So the truth is video games have always been expensive, and it's quite a surprise really that this industry standard price tag didn't increase earlier. I think the only reason why it hasn't is because video game companies have found other methods of monetization. Which leads us onto our bonus editions of Diablo 4, the Digital Deluxe Edition and the Ultimate Edition, which are things I really can't defend. So obviously these editions provide extra cosmetic rewards. Let me tell you what actually happens when you buy a Digital Deluxe Edition. It really is no different from Blizzard sticking a sticker on your back saying "kick me" while you are walking through a school corridor. People think that when you buy these cosmetic rewards, you will look cool in the game, but in reality other players will just make fun out of you. When people bought the TBC Deluxe Edition, the community made a weak aura to automatically spit on people who had the Phase Hunter mount. And people had to prevent people from using the /spit command on other players in-game with a hotfix. So with the Digital Deluxe Edition you will get the Temptation mount, the Hellborn Carapace mount armor, and with the Ultimate Edition you also get the Wing of the Creator emote. And these editions also include elements of the premium seasonal battle pass, which I will explain later. But the worst thing about the Digital Deluxe Edition is that they give you the game 4 days early. You will be able to play the game earlier than people who buy the game normally. Now, this monetization strategy is a fairly new thing, and in my humble opinion, it's very manipulative and very low and scumbaggy. Because it's taken advantage of the audience's excitement and drive to play the game, especially as Diablo fans have been waiting a very long time for a new installment. Normally taking advantage of player hype is fine, I mean that's pretty normal marketing, build up hype and sell the product. But giving the game early to people who pay an extra 20 bones and only a few days early really is Blizzard bending you over in the storeroom. Most people are not going to buy a Digital Deluxe Edition normally, but if you get the game 4 days early, you better believe you are, baby. So now a lot of players will probably buy that deluxe edition even though they really don't care about the cosmetic rewards. We're basically being forced to buy something we really just don't want. By the way guys, we are actually doing a Diablo 4 beta key giveaway in this video. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and make sure you leave a comment down below and I'll pick one at random. And I'll also be giving some of the keys away on my Twitch over the weekend, so be sure to follow me on Twitch also. Now let's move on to the Battle Pass. The Battle Pass is a monetization model that many free-to-play games have. The fact that Diablo is a pay-to-play game that also has a Battle Pass is a pretty unique situation. But Diablo, if Blizzard live up to their promises, will have new content for us to play every 3 months, and this will be totally free content. You don't need to pay for the Battle Pass to get this content. The Battle Pass is a purely cosmetic system similar to the Fortnite Battle Pass. As far as I understand it, new cosmetics will also unlock every 3 months that you will automatically gain access to when you are paying for the Battle Pass. So I guess the fact that there is free content coming out every few months, this cosmetic Battle Pass and the cosmetic in-game shop is somewhat justified. Because without systems like this, obviously you would have to pay for the content updates instead, because they would have to function more like a DLC. But if you ask me, I think the game purchase price should have been dropped slightly if you're going to have a monetization system like this. Otherwise, you are going to convey a very greedy company image and frustrate a lot of players. Not especially good for Blizzard, in my opinion, when they really need a little bit of a redemption arc, because obviously they already have a pretty bad image. If this game isn't the best thing since sliced bread, Blizzard should be worried, because it won't end well for them.
We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC. Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
If it doesn't tick the boxes and light the candle of most Diablo fans, yeah, they're going to be in trouble. Now, early reviews have, on the majority, illustrated the game in a good light so far, but some reviews have pointed out lag and other in-game glitchy issues, so we'll see how this pans out in the future. If the game launches with huge instability issues, which, let's be honest,
who's in the queue now, bitch?
Has been a common recurrence in recent history of Blizzard games, remember Warcraft 3, the game will suffer. Now, the Ultimate Edition also includes an accelerated Season Pass with 20 tier skips. Now, there's not a lot of information as to what this exactly means, but what is very likely is the Season Pass is an accumulative tier bar system that requires players to do something in-game, whether it's gain experience points or Paragon points, or spend gold to level up the tiers. And this Ultimate Pass jumps you straight to tier 20. I imagine every tier, you're going to gain some new cosmetic reward, or it could be every 5 tiers, for example. So essentially, you pay money for a cosmetic reward, but even after you are given Blizzard money, you still have to play the game in order to unlock the cosmetic you have paid for. Now, if this is unlocked naturally while just playing the game or waiting for it to be unlocked, there probably won't be any issues. But if this manifests as an extremely boring and grindy min-max method to unlock the Season Pass tiers as fast as possible, then there's going to be a problem. Because then you're paying money to unlock a cosmetic, and then you have to do lots of boring grinding, basically work, let's be honest, to earn something you have already paid for, which is just a stupid system. So hopefully it won't turn out like that. I think personally for me it would just make more sense for the tiers to periodically unlock guaranteed over the course of the season, like every 5 days or something like that. You'll also be glad to know that there's no auction house in Diablo 4. The auction house in Diablo 3 was a complete mess that people could actually use real money to buy items off. There will be none of this nonsense, but you will be able to trade between players. Only normal, magic and rare items can be traded, gems, golden elixirs can be also, so no legendaries or unique items. Rare items can be enchanted, but then when they are enchanted, they can no longer be traded. Guys, that's where I'm going to end the video there. If you haven't already, please do me an absolute solid and check out my second channel. My plans on my second channel very soon is to cover the new Bethesda game, Starfield, which is essentially going to be Skyrim in space. The release date has been announced, and we're going to be following that game very closely with videos on that channel. But anyway, ciao.